I don't know this fragrance by Lorenzo Passaglia, Sangria, but I do have its interpretation on deck.
Oh, really?
Now, when I looked up the notes of Sangria, I was like, yo, this joint really smells like a Spanish tapas bar on fleek. Now, I don't know about you, we only have like about a month and a half left of a little delicious sangria action. A little white or red sangria hits so perfect for me in the hot weather that it's ridiculous. Generally, I'm a whiskey drinker, even a little vodka action, right? But a sangria hits golden. And when I recently tried a sangria style fragrance by Precious Liquids, which was Sangria Oak, it's something about the sangria fragrances really has sparked my interest to see what other brands are doing something like that. And Dua's got their own version, kind of. So let's roll my music so we can check out a sangria interpretation called Sangria Fiesta. Let's party. In case you cared, out of all your friends, I wanna be Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. It's your boy, 𝐖𝐈𝐅𝐶. Shout out to Dua for sponsoring today's video, and shout out to me for selecting this one because those notes look lit. And let's go over those right from Jump Street so you can get an idea of what type of essence we are both going to experience upon smelling this fragrance. Starting off with blood orange, then we got ginger, bergamot, cinnamon, and green notes, followed by mandarin orange, lemon, clove, pink pepper, red wine, blackcurrant, grapes, peach, raspberry, Turkish rose, cardamom, apple, brown sugar, vanilla bean, patchouli, tonka bean, birch, amber, benzoin, musk, cedarwood, and sandalwood. A fucking mouthful. It sounds like they took all the fruits, chopped them up, hit a frappe, and just threw them in that big pitcher. And you're the catcher. Too easy.
I mean, I don't even know how I'm supposed to respond to that.
So Sangria Fiesta is on decky. Let's get the proper test strip so we can check it out. And of course, we're gonna find out if it's because you know Cuba likes his interpretations and originals, and I'll get them both back to back, especially to the comparison, which probably will happen anyway. So Sangria Fiesta, we're gonna jump on deck, and I'm gonna let you know if it's my type of vibe, if they did good with, I can't tell you if it's a 1-in-1 interpretation, but I can tell you if this shit smells like a Sangria a Fiesta, or it's just good. Let's go. Okay. Musky fruit cocktail right from jump. It does smell like I just walked into Bath and Body Works right now and there's candles everywhere. Very fruity, but there is something here that's a little bit suspicious. I get a ton of fruit. I get the apple. I get the mandarin orange. I get the clove. And it might be the clove that's kind of turning me off, although actually, I think it is the clove. I think it's a combination of the clove and the raspberry that's sort of throwing me off. I'm not gonna front. I'm not a huge fan of clove. For some reason, I'm thinking of holiday ham right now, and these cloves are stabbing that swine like the movie Hellraiser Pinhead.
We'll tear your soul apart.
That's what I think of when I see holiday ham and all these fucking cloves all over it. And then the pineapples and cherries and shit. Ugh. One thing I can tell you, it's an absolutely stupidly potent fragrance of fruitiness. I think the clove is helping reduce the fruitiness, but I'm not necessarily loving the clove, or what I assume is that clove essence on this fragrance, because it brings me again to the holiday ham situation. Now, the more that this fragrance starts to dry down and develop its own characteristic, at least on the test strip, I am getting a little bit of a vanilla creamsicle vibe, so a strong vanillic presence with a strong sour citric punch. The raspberry essence is still super present. I'm not getting a ton of like red wine per se. I'm getting more of a Welch's grape juice kind of essence. That clove note still seems to stay present, and it's becoming a little bit more woodier on the test strip. I'm gonna have to go on skin to see what type of energy it does and how it develops on skin. Atomizer check as usual, just a massive amount of distribution that I do not want in my face or swallowing it. Pause.
Hold up.
Just want to know what it smells like on skin, because then that starts to distract me and choke me out, and I'm just not looking for that on a Saturday. Very interesting on skin. Very interesting. Clove, not so present. Raspberry is very present, along with that creamsicle style energy, and vanilla in the air without putting my face so close to it, which is obviously stupid. But right here in this section right here, I'm getting a ton of vanilla, a ton of citrus, and a lot of like muddled fruit. This is definitely not in the space of a Sangria Oak. This is definitely something more on the artistic side, maybe artisanal side. Alicante Sangria and shit instead of like Madrid. A lot of juiciness, and there's a lot of photorealism on the fruits here. Like, I don't know what extracts or concentrations or oils that they're using, but the fruit notes are really realistic and almost smell overly ripe. I gotta give credit where credit's due. That's a lot of fruitiness, and for real, it smells like 100% real. Personally, I think it's a lovely fragrance. I personally just can't get past the clove. For me, that clove action kind of is throwing me off. Again, what I assume is the clove, because all the other notes that are listed, I'm kind of familiar with them and don't necessarily feel that there's anything off-putting, and clove kind of subliminally triggers me. It could be something that my brain said, hey, I read clove, so therefore I feel this type of way. That can be a thing. I think it's a fruity, vanillic fragrance with musky punches and a lot of sour bitterness, but there's also this clovish type spice to it, almost anise-ish, but in a unusual way. I don't know how to necessarily describing it. I don't want to call it like it's turnt. It smells like a combination of some sort of spice with overly fermented fruit. That's the type of energy that I'm getting off of this joint. Now, what I'm telling you is that the room is engulfed in a fruity wave, so much so that fruit flies should appear at any moment. Oh my God, that just brings me back to a traumatic third grade experience when I left a bag of grapes in my desk. Back in the day, the little wooden desk, those heavy ass desks that weigh like 700 pounds, and you were like a little fat kid stuck in it. I left grapes in there with notebooks in front, completely forgot about it for weeks until a fucking mob of fruit flies came out of that desk like one of those horror movies. I was so fucking embarrassed that I was fruit fly boy for like a week. Trauma. So for me, Sangria Fiesta doesn't necessarily boost me to try the original one. I'll probably be able to get a sample of the original one and do a side-by-side comparison. It is a Sangria type essence, but the clove in it just kind of doesn't move me the right way. So for me, it is not a ball sprayer. I can't say that, oh, this shit is like super fire. It's got great performance, it got great fruity nuances, but that clovish kind of thing, it's a little bit fermented fruit turn-off-ish spice. So for me, unfortunately, this one is not a go, but if you're a clove fan with a fuckload of fruit, this might be your type of energy. I love y'all mother suckers from the heart. I'll put links in the description. Shout out to 𝐷𝐿 for sponsoring today's video, and let me know any other fragrance that you want to try from the website. I'll see y'all stitches next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Smooches.
Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's long since you never get in. It's long since that you would think that you would